Where do we go from here? That's what, yes, it's a special report getting covered by all media stations or whatnot. Where do we go from here? The system is what we should be going against instead of each other. But we're busy doing that and throwing it up front that black on black crime exists just like white on white crime exists, but they're not as much as black on black crime. But then we should feel bad because we're not talking about the white on white crime also. Now, at what point do we learn that everybody else cares for themselves except for us? At what point do we accept the fact that we can't keep on talking about what's going on in Timmy and Johnny's house unless we fix what's in our house? But then we can't keep on just excusing what's going on in Timmy and Tommy's house because we have things going on in our house. It all needs to be addressed and fixed. So how dare you tell me that because we're still sagging and all this other whatnot that we need to fix ourselves? Yes, we do. We do. This is true, and not for anybody else's appraisal and upliftment, but because we know that it's just best that we do that because there are certain ways and certain things that we must do. Me, I talk. I'm from Oklahoma, so I mean my voice is real proper, and I use certain a certain way of my dialect and the way I talk. Okay, but I've been in Louisiana, I've been in Texas, so I mean I have their little ways too. We're talking about the system, the incorrupt system. I mean the corrupt system. Sorry. Injustice, corruption, system failure. Whites get caught up in it. We're not talking about them, we're talking about us. Triple K, police, NAACP, all a system of white supremacy through the background if you do a background check of it. Just like the America and its flag, what it stands for. Gangs, the history of it was self-policing communities, which it turned a long time ago. Black Panther was infiltrated and corrupted. Now we have watered down systems, NAACP included. Also have the black on black issues, which shouldn't even be talked about, but that's what we're talking about because we're still in this systematic racism crap to where we have to expose ourselves in order to accept the fact that this crazy stuff is going on that should not be going on, including racist versus prejudice. I'm prejudiced to a certain extent. I'm not racist, just like most of you are racist or prejudiced. Just depends. Now, racism spawned off prejudice, but it's wrong because it's still the same thing, same poison. One is justified according to the system of corruption, and the other one is justified according to the reason why it happened the way it happened. See, um, we also have the fact that we keep talking about reparation. Reparation. We want reparation. 2 acres, no, 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres and a mule. Do you own any land? Do you know how to get deeds, how to own deeds, how to do deeds? Do you know anything about that? Do you know about investment? You know about stocks? Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know about all of that. Sorry. Yes, this is a very special report. I'm sorry. Um, just in case you're joining us, just now joining us. You seem not to know about that, but you want reparation for grandfathers. By right, you should get your reparation. You should get what's owed to our community. But how will you get that if you own nothing? If you're holding nothing? If you, as a people, are not even counted as a people? I post a lot of stuff on my timeline, um, Facebook timeline, and it talks about stuff like that. I get little to no, uh, you know, feedback on it. I'm not actually looking for, you know, feedback or whatever, but I mean, it would be nice if I knew that I'm reaching somebody. I even have the little Aberchay project going on to where it's within a like page or whatnot that I post everything that I say on there from my YouTube channel, which needs to be viewed because no one's actually paying attention. Um, also post other things that I see on YouTube that I think are interesting, like the beings that exist without us seeing or wanting them to. You don't believe in stuff like that, but you believe in that Christian book that we speak things into existence, but you don't believe that you can actually speak things into existence unless it's Christianly, biblically, how do you say that? I'm not down in Christianity. I'm down in all religion. Remember that, okay? I'll just talk about Christianity because that's where I come from. And although I find nothing wrong with it, it was personal. See, I had to question the God of the Bible too much for myself. And then, I remember, you're not supposed to question him. So I can't be led by a person I can't question because every leader owes the followers nothing but respect. However, it would be beneficial that we learn from each other. And if I can't question you, how can we learn from each other? I'm just to listen to you, and that's it. Follow your rules, and that's it. No, that's not being a good leader. Personal issues. I fell upon some hard times and just saw my life, just like I messed around and looked at my life with my kid's mom, and I learned that it's all a repeat, and I was able to let go of anything that was everything that I wanted concerning her, because it was me wanting it all along, and it was me who visualized it, painted it up, spoke it into existence. It was not joint operation. And when you are guilty of putting things together yourself, you have to be careful, because when it falls apart, you have nobody to blame but yourself. It's you. You put it together, they didn't. They had no part in it other than laughing at you. So, we have in order to get our reparation for the acre and mule effect, we have to be first counted as a people and as a nation. We are a black nation among ourselves. We're self-proclaimed. As far as I can tell, let the history show that we are not counted like the Jews, like the Hispanics, like whites, like not counted like that. We need to put our hands on something, and we don't even want to do it. And this is a sad part that I'm about to get to. We need to, a long time ago I said we need to do stuff like what stuff is being used against us? Let's say radio, airwaves, basically. The airwaves, radio, and TV are the main components that are being used against us. When are we going to turn that around and use that to our advantage? Excuse me. There's so much that can be done, said, and so many ways that can be done and said if we can use those airwaves. How can we do it if we're on somebody else's show or somebody else's time? You see, we need to learn all we can while we're hosting somebody else's show or whatever. And we need to get our own, and then we can go from there, because they can't shut you down if you own it. We need more black businesses, and that's one area that we need to get into. Technology, law. Did I say that? Knowing the law, knowing the ways around the law and the everything, because they know the law. They know ways to get around it. They know ways that they can cover it up. They know it all. They've been doing it for years. Emmett Till's killers knew it, and that's what they did. They took it to their graves. One of them was going to speak, but then he ended up dying. Emmett Till's killers knew exactly what to do. And so does everybody else, because everybody's following that same pattern of unjust. Everybody is doing that same thing. That's nothing but a repeat. Doesn't matter whether you're talking about the system of punishment, you know, courts and jail and all that. Don't matter if you're talking about the system of punishment or the system itself. And this is what we're fighting against, the system which is owned anyway by somebody else overseas. Rothschilds, oh my God, Rockefeller, two families, but there's one more family. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth, who's not really the queen, did you know that, yeah, look that up, please do. Did you know that she even owned the banks here in America, the United States? Right on. Black cops versus white cops. Let's get into that first, and then we'll go back to black families with law, because we need to be in the law. That is the area that we need to be in. That is the area that we need support from. But it becomes a problem, just like the white cops who know injustice and they're not speaking up. It becomes a problem when the black policemen are not speaking up either. And that's the biggest issue right now. So let's get into that. Of course, I kind of jump started it right there. I was too eager. Because that's a sensitive subject, and it's very, 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 the president is delivering his speech. I'm 6 minutes late. It's very delicate. All lives matter. Blue lives matter. You're very upset and concerned because everybody's lumping the police all up in one, because you have policemen, you have families that are policemen. Whether it's your aunt, uncle, sister, brother, cousin, mom, dad, you have family that's in the police uniform. So it concerns you, bothers you. So black policemen as well as white policemen, if you are not going to speak up against the unjust bullshit, then you are just as much part of the problem as the next person. Look, it's your law that says that if I see Johnny kill Sammy and I don't speak out about it, then I am just as much as part of that killing as he was, because I helped aid that killing, because I knew about it and withheld evidence. no different than a thief. If I see somebody stealing, no matter whether it's petty theft or going to a bank, if I've heard their plans or whatever, and I didn't go ahead and report that to somebody of authority, then I am a part of the problem also. So it is your responsibility, your duty to speak up, to speak out against that. Otherwise, yes, my dear friend, you are a part of the problem. And I don't care whether you're holding a badge or whether you're holding God's halo over your damn head. You're a part of the problem. President, good day, sir. Good day, sir. I wish I could be watching your speech. I was hoping to be done. I'm sure you're going to say something, but for you and everybody else with family that's in a police uniform, I don't care whether you're black or white, they have a responsibility. They have an oath. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Who gives a damn about what you're wearing? You could go around with drawers on. Okay? So y'all need to kill that part. I don't get that. Wrong is wrong. Kill that shit. Certified dumbass. Forgive me. I love saying that. Yeah, when you really interact with me personally in person, you'll hear my favorite slangs. Certified dumbass. I can't do math, but that don't add up. It's a couple of things I say, and you'll hear me repeat those.